I should probably get some coffee before I start. I don't need this here. I'm working Godot today. There's some coding to do. Coding I don't want to do at all. I don't want to do any of this coding. Alright. So the problem is, this guy, the capital ships need to be separated from the fighters in their behavior. They need to use a more basic sort of slurp rotation. No. Well, they also need to roll. They do need to roll. This is the problem. Like, it's gonna need to. It would look weird if you just rotate like this. That would look weird. It needs to rotate like this. Right. That's why the slurp look at doesn't work properly. This situation. Anyway, the debates around like how to organize this NPC controller. Do I begin to like, okay, I'm gonna add sub controllers. So you have your NPC controller, then you have your fighter controller, then you have your Corvette controller, then you have your capital ship controller. But first I've got to even decide how it's meant to act. At the moment, what is the main problem at the moment? The main problem, firstly, when it's firing, it doesn't care. It shouldn't care about angles. It doesn't care about angles, right? It just fires at you. It's got turrets, so it does not give a shit about angles. So I mean, this is the thing. Do I want to hack this together, or do I want to do it properly? I think I want to hack it together, because I just want to hack it together. I don't know if I can be fucked right now. I don't have the energy for this project anymore, which sucks, right? I gotta get past that little mental hump, but I don't have the energy at the moment to do it properly. So I'm just gonna do it badly and then fix it later. Yeah, I suppose so. So the first thing I gotta do, shoot, okay? There's an or statement in there, I suppose. Or parent ship. And this is so ugly. Parent body. Ship class. Like, I really need to It does not equal fighter. The problem is more bomber. Ugh. Ugh. I'm almost tempted to get rid of the bomber class, but I kind of do need it. Okay, that's the first little change. One ugly state machine. It's just become a mess. And look at it move in like these weird and wild patterns. I'm not enjoying. It needs to move very sedately. Very sedately. It's a sedate, sort of relaxed. But instead it's going boom, boom, boom. Also, there's something that's been bothering me. I need to zoom out the camera. That's been really bothering me recently. The camera needs to zoom out, my friend. I can increase FOV. Or I think it's the position offset mod and stuff. Where's camera controller? Let's open you up. Make sure I'm on this one. I can do this, and I will also do this. That should zoom me out a little bit more. Oh yeah, that feels a bit better. Although now I'm not like going to the edges of the screen and stuff. Like in the middle of the screen, which I'm actually not a fan of. So this would go up to like 40. Increasing that mod even more. Right, this, I believe that will, the offset mod is what makes me move. More extreme fashion. I need to increase my Y offset mods. I need to offset my mods even higher. Maybe zoom you back in. My Y offset mod 1.1. Okay. Let's try that. Okay. Hello, Ogre Boger Man. How you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well. I think 50 might be the magic number. I need to find out what is modifying. I need to look at the code. I think why do games take so long to make? Why can't I just make them? Make the thing. Why does it all take so long? I just want it now, you know? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So this does do what I thought it did. I can always increase the FOV, and that would be a quick fix, right? 100. That's an easier way to zoom out. If I want to zoom out, just increase the FOV. Although that's doing weird stuff for the... Yeah, that's doing weird stuff here. Yeah, FOV is a problem, isn't it? Maybe I even want to go down in FOV. If that's what's causing the roundness to the edges. Yeah, that feels a lot better. Actually at a smaller FOV. But now I've got to zoom out the camera even more to account for it. Hello, Marathon mate. Are you recovering from your ban? I hope you are. I hope you're doing okay, mate. There's a middle ground somewhere here. Somewhere there's a middle ground that I will like, enjoy. Well, that's awesome that people can find it anyway. That's really good. Oh yeah, this is the one. This is the middle ground that I like. This is perfect. However, I think that there's a bug with the PC controller here. Where I did that OR statement, I think we got a problem, right? Got that problem here. Yeah, exactly. There's gonna be a problem here. And this should be an AND statement. Yeah. Most definitely, mate. So many. Just gotta pick one, knock it out. I really want to finish making my house in VR chat. Really? Sad second. Yeah, today I'm working on my game in Godot. I need to do AI. I need to filter out this AI. I'm hacking it. I think I've decided to hack it together and not do it properly. Although I feel like I'm going to regret it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm going to just hack it together for now. And then... so the first thing I want to do is find out why it's never going into the flee state. Right? It's never seemed to be going into the flee state. So let's just watch it for a second. Oh, hang on. You know what I had a thought about? It might be something to do with... this controller. You would make this unique, and then you would go... too close limit. No. Seek. Too close limit. 500, 300, 2. That's where it was at. Okay, 400 times 2. Too far limit. Oh, interesting. Too far, too close. Too far. 700. Let's try that. And skin my whole house with LiDAR and then use that to build my whole house in Blender. It just needs to be textured. Oh wow. LiDAR? That's incredible. Okay, anyway, what was I doing? I was looking at this. Seek, and it's never going into... Lee, right? I went into strafe. That's not a good idea. Actually, it kind of is a good idea. Oh, we just went into flee. I think the laser probably... It goes on for too long, obviously. But that was mainly for testing purposes, but I think you should only fire your laser if you were within 2 degrees of the target, and it should only last for I think it's firing time limit seconds. And it does 99999 damage. It's a lot of damage. Okay. So so the states do work. Okay, states do work. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna introduce a curve. Yeah. I'm going to introduce a throttle curve, and I'm also going to introduce a well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slow down its rotation. Well, I don't understand why it's still rotating so fast that it is. because it doesn't quite make sense. We need to actually. I need to investigate that. Why is it turning so fast when it's only got a turning rate of 0.1? I put that to 0.01. Will it actually make an effect? Or if it doesn't make an effect, then something's broken, right? Yeah, it doesn't seem to be making an effect. It's still turning super fast. So that means that this isn't doing what I expect it to do. Let's have a look at if that turning rate even exists in the remote. So you should have a turning rate, which would be called lerp strength. Okay, so how is that calculated? It's a plus equals. Okay, I see what I've got to do then. And that's kind of weird though. But this is the hack, and I should probably change it, but this should actually be minus 1.0. Damn. Oh, that looks a lot better. Have I broken it though? Is it lerping to go the opposite direction to where it wants to go? I think it is. Which makes sense, right? Interesting. Interesting. That's interesting. Oh. It's interesting. I don't quite Interesting. Okay, Bogman, I heard that UK is making people upload IDs for Discord. Are they? I thought it was just porn. I suppose there's porn on Discord. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, obviously I don't enjoy that, but, you know, can't really talk about politics. I don't have the sort of free speech that you do. What happens if I do an equals? Well, no, because it's got to match up with the... It's just strange that it acted the way it did. I can hack through it, I suppose. But it's kind of weird. It'd be messing with these numbers here. You might want to mess with those numbers anyway, in certain situations. Yeah. Also though, why did it go into strafe? Let's think about that for a second. Oh, I see. Come to America. I'd love to. I heard you can buy green cards, can't you? It's called a gold card. Did they actually end up doing that? I remember watching that. $1 million, yeah. That's good. Just be a millionaire. What was I doing? I was saying, well, for now, maybe I can just go onto Ready and be a bit hacky about it. Which amount? Should we go down there a little bit? Like Poland or Hungary, yeah, for sure. Okay, that's starting to look a lot more reasonable now. Look how reasonable that looks. That's looking like it's a ship that is big and it's sort of doing things. Yeah. Hungry sounds bad, everyone is always hungry. Classic joke. Right. True. True and real. So the next issue I want to solve is, well, firstly we've got to curve the movement. There's got to be a movement curve, obviously. So that is, well, I can think about that later, but what I want to do now is the range on the projectiles. Well, I was actually thinking of swapping out the projectiles anyway. I should be able to press this button called Standard Projectile Override, and it should do something. Yeah. And now we've got these better looking projectiles. Which I don't know why I don't use those projectiles all the time anyway. Okay, this is starting to like be cool. This is starting to be really cool. That is starting to be really cool. Okay, but what I'm gonna do is it's got to slow down when it's nearer its target so that it doesn't run into stuff. Well, to some extent, it needs to have a more generous flee state, doesn't it? So to do that, I go to here, go to my NPC controller, I go to my seek state, I make unique, and I reduce my time limit to 5. More generous flee state. Yeah, for sure. Everything should be more. Yeah, let's do something like 9, 9. Ooh. No. 3, 9. Yeah. And then we gotta think about movement curves. And you can use these numbers actually. Let me open up like the state thing. And we will add a curve. So this will be a speed mod curve. Speed distance. Speed to distance. This is a curve. Curve 2D. Oh, interesting. I want a curve 3D, I guess. New curve, there it is. And my so yeah, it should just be a 1-to-1 curve, and it should just be this, or maybe 10%, 1% to 10%. %. I know, we can always adjust these numbers. Okay, so now I've got to implement that curve. And you just do if curve is not null. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Curve is not null. Where's that? Where's the movement stuff? The speed. Here it is. Here's the speed. Variable. Okay, this would be a huge. Unfortunately, I could do a ternary statement, but this would be a huge ternary statement, so it would be better to just do an if statement. Yeah. Movement speed mod low equals this. Oh, sorry. There we go. If current state speed distance curve does not equal null, then we have to respect it. So what does this mean? Ron. Hello, Ron. How you doing, mate? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. Are you a game developer? Sometimes the nice thing about YouTube is I can spy on people. Oh, you have nothing here. Okay. Almost everyone has a video on YouTube, so it's actually unusual that you wouldn't have a video on YouTube. Leon, it's a good idea. What am I making? I'm making a space game. Here's the game. You fly around in a spaceship, and you fight other spaceships and things. And yeah. All right. I was just doing a speed curve. Speed curve. Normal life is bad here, high taxes, etc. Oh, coming to Poland? Oh, right, you do live in Poland. I forgot about that. I didn't know it had high taxes. Is it procedural exploration based or fighter level style gameplay? Oh yeah, the latter. Yeah, for sure, the latter. It's not procedural. It's socialist? I had the impression that Poland was the opposite of socialist. But perhaps I'm wrong. I guess I am wrong. If the current state speed constant curve is not null, we movement speed mods. Okay. Distance mod low equals Where are you from? I'm English. This is mod flow. Current. Yeah, okay. Current speed distance curve sample, and then you calculate your weight. I'm just gonna make it simple. Distance weight low equals current state to close limit divided by current state to far limit. No. It'd be distance squared. Hang on. So if I'm Russian. Privyat, my friend. I did know another word, but I forgot it. So I'm, say I am 16,000 away, divided by 49. Okay, that's correct. And make sure you clamp this, I suppose. Clamp. Just in case there's something weird that happens, which actually, that weird things can actually happen, can't they? So we have to make sure that happens. Distance mod, and then it would be movement speed mod times distance mod. Times equals, so. Okay, let's have a look. Privyat. But it's certainly working. Yeah. He's keeping his distance. And if I get close, he'll go into flee, I'm sure. Oh my god, it's working perfectly. It's exactly what I wanted. This is exactly how I wanted him to act. Okay, well, so we don't need to... Although that's not good. He needs to be aiming a little bit better than that. Will it be like a story game? Yeah, I'm gonna put story in the game. I imagine Poland like Riverdale from Lord of the Rings. True. Yeah, a lot of people in Finland do speak English, right? Is it C? No, this is GD script. This is a game engine called Godot, and it's a lot like Python. So it's very easy compared to something like C or C++. Well, one day I have ambitions to like program in C or C++ and things. One day. I'm gonna finish this game first. Why didn't you use Unreal Engine? Why Godot? Alright. It's way easier. Oh, is it? Well, it could be, yeah. A lot of people like the visual programming and things, don't they? And they've got like assets that you can download and things like that. But what you want to program in C and C++ games embedded? Yeah, I want like a super performant game, hopefully. Holy C, yeah. I would love to make a game in Holy C. Either that or I want someone to make a game engine that's super performant. And I can... But simple, right? Because all I need is... I don't need complex textures, I don't need complex particles, I just need glow for my game. I need some audio stuff, I guess. I need there's nothing special that I need, right? I don't even need textures and things. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I'll start with C sharp for sure. That's what I might do at this upcoming JIT game jam. Is I'll do it in C sharp. And then I can sort of get used to it a little bit. Why don't you use this? Why don't you use that? Use this thing that I use. Okay. So yeah, this is happy. I'm happy with this. My game engine is better than your game engine. Use my game engine. I'm pretty. To be fair, I am. What do you call it? Guilty of that now and then. You know, I'm definitely guilty of that. Of my software is better than your software. I do that all the time. There was a YouTube that tried all engines and finally decided working on C++. Oh right, yeah. That's my idea, is that eventually you just end up making your own engine, right? I want to turn down my music real quick because I want to see if I can hear the sound. Of it firing its weapon, right? I didn't hear a thing. Alright. Problem is, I don't really want to... because that's super loud, right? So... I thought changing the unit size would help. Making an engine your notch level game dev, yeah, if you manage to get there. I think your approach is good if it's working and you don't touch it. Yeah. So what sort of game are you... I assume you're using Unreal then, Ron? Oh, I'm glad I got the AI working the way I want it, because that was something I was worried about this morning. I had dread. I woke up with dread of like you doing this AI. Because I can't increase the unit size higher. Oh, I can. There you go. Oh, sorry. Okay, I heard it that time. It wasn't particularly loud. It could be a little bit louder. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that'll be that. Unreal is like a curse, disguised as a blessing because you get the tools and easiness, but you will lose the performance due to poor computational integration. Alright. I'm not really sure. Okay, so that's that. I can tick that off, I guess. Oh no, I guess I can't. I can't tick that off. I need to do... I've done one... Yeah, I need to do the... Because there's a certain behavior. Because I want broadside. Some ships are going to use a broadside attack. So they've got to get into range and then turn. But I'm going to worry about that later. Let's concentrate on... Okay, I'm happy with this Corvette. Let's create the enemy frigate, and then create the ally frigate, and then create the smuggler ship, which will just be a Corvette. So the smuggler ship is just a Corvette. That's pretty easy. It should have a different weapon. Okay, let's just get started. So, spaceship. Spaceship. Pirate. Smuggler. Trade ship. Smuggler 2. Okay. What sort of add some asteroids? I can do it. Pirate. Okay. Legion shape. Big box. Big box. And what do I want to do about these engines? Because there's clearly... Okay, hang on. I'm happy to add 2 collision shapes. It's not a big deal to me. It probably doesn't matter, but I like the idea that they don't touch, because they probably don't detect each other then. If they don't touch, then they're not detecting each other and it's not costing as much CPU, right? But I don't know if that's even real. Also, is this a good idea? Because you want to be able to fly through this gap here. Yeah, you could make some planets, yeah. It's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, I could put more collision shapes. So you could fly through the gap. But it's honestly probably fine like this. Why is it fine? I could do this, right? True, let's do that. And then you've got this here, but that's not a big deal. Okay. And then I'm going to add some engine effects. Grab them from my pirate ship. Improve the scenery, yeah, that'd be a good idea. Something like that would be okay. Right, let's leave it at that for now. And then got the damage effects. Let's look at those real quick. I don't think I even looked at here, did I? I didn't look at the damage effects. Yeah, I need to fix those. I might need to add some more. How much will your game be on release? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good idea, Ron. Huh. Obviously, you need to add some more. Right. Are there going to be some Easter eggs? Sure. Plenty of Easter eggs from my last game. Things like that. Right. So that's all the basics done, and then I gotta put in the weapon mounts. I'm gonna go turret mount, copy, paste, and I think it probably only has like 5 turrets on it. It's not gonna have as many. Okay. And then I've got to do the data for it. Smuggler. Struggling to think of a name right now. I'm just gonna go for pirate drone. Maybe I'll just go for drone. Roma. Dromedary. Dromaxon. Yeah. It's fine. Okay. Let's do the data real quick. This is where I probably want to add a different weapon. But I'll think about that later. It's not a big deal right now. Nice. Okay. And then just changing the scene. What was I doing? Data character. Mm. Ah, I can remove that now. I know it works. Smuggler trade ship. Dorman. Be happy, my friend. You seem sad. I don't know why, but be happy. Oh, that's very kind of you. Oh. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. The only thing I'd say is I maybe want it to broadside and circle you. But it does work. And it looks okay. Oh. Let me go get some coffee, breakfast and stuff. That's very kind, Ron. Thanks. Let me think. So, smuggler trade ship. I mean, yeah, there's a hacky way to do it. Let's see. Let's see what happens if I hack it together. Hello, Farah. Hello, mate. Oh. I saw you doing I saw you doing your decks yesterday. They look very good. And obviously it's a lot of work to draw them all yourself. So thing is, it's quite easy for me to do visual effects because there's not much to it, right? I like particles. There's not much to the particles. But yeah, in pixel art, then you've sort of got to draw it yourself, haven't you? Export a value called broadside. Brilliant. Towards false. And then for my smuggler trade ship, I'll turn that on. Where do I choose my direction? Let me think about that. I'm struggling implementing buffs, yeah. Devo, somehow I can't think of a way to separate them from my state machines. It's not easy. Of course, I don't know if I can recommend how I'm doing it because it's all hacked together, you know? My stuff is I haven't yet found like the perfect solution, I suppose, for me. But you know, it comes down to basically I have stats on my character. Things like max hull health, things like max shield health. I have stats like speed, and they're all in different places, to be honest, which isn't very helpful. There's yeah, you've got stats here, but then you've got stats on your weapons, and then you've got stats on your NPC controller, which actually, now I think about it, that isn't very good practice at all. And then obviously I have a so the idea is like it doesn't even touch the state machine. There's nothing There's no like state machine involved. The state machine is literally just for like a decision making. Like what should you want to do in this situation? Do you want to look at the target and fire at the target? Do you want to flee from the target? Do you want to evasion? Do you want to do a strafe maneuver? Do you want to do some sort of corkscrew maneuver? But then whether they can do that thing, I mean, the buffs and debuffs. So if I have a debuff that says I'm going to limit your speed, right, which would be your stun or whatever, or I'm gonna not let you fire, right, your weapon, or do you attack or do anything, then it's the AI will still want to do. Oh, you're using a state machine for your player, aren't you? I forgot about that. You're not just using a state machine for the NPC, you're using a state machine for the player as well. And that was because of the animations, right? Because you need to know at what animation you should be in, right? That's what your state machine is for, right? So I don't know, it's quite complex. You obviously need a state machine for animations. A lot of times you do. Yeah. I'm not sure. Well, yeah, it's difficult to give any advice, isn't it? Because every project is different, and every project is different, and it has its own unique bullshit going on. On the ground. Hello, Conrad. Right, I'll be right back. You're not a morning person? So, if I'm trying to create a broadside. Oh, I could hack into your to target. I actually could. No. It would be a vector offset. It would have to be a vector offset. It would have to be a vector offset. Um, and broadside was true. I'm looking at my target. I cross. Cross. Here it is, look. This is an offset though. So I'm adding plus a cross, put me like there. This is where, like, the move target. Problems occur. I have problems. There are problems involving avoidance, right? I think I can't do broadside for now. I have to think about it later. It's a fundamental change, actually, because I'm gonna have to think about it harder than what I can right now. Because of avoidance. That really means that avoidance should become a raycast forward situation. Yeah. Which it should have been the whole time. Right? It should be a raycast forward. Are you going to hit something? If so, go over there. Yeah. No, because it would go bam, 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 bam. It would flick back and forth. Oh, it would, wouldn't it? Shit. Well, this is why I separated out my movement from my firing. Right, yeah, that's true. True. You just need to move your move target to a separate place. Mavi Levenstein, hello mate. Good to see you. Welcome back. How's your wizardry game going? I'm thinking about something that probably isn't a priority. I probably don't need to be doing this. This is probably fine. I dropped a nanobot. It probably needs to flee a little bit earlier. Oh, of course, because it won't have those things. Let's save these. Save as. Resources, movement states, all of that. Sleep. All that. Link. Shipping shots. Shooting shipping. Now it's moving incredibly slow. Which is kind of fine. I prefer that. It also has terrible aim. That was a bit awkward. That was very awkward. I need to put that bounce in, don't I? At some point. The thing where the bounce travels between ships. Which actually isn't going to be easier than it's actually going to be relatively easy, I think. If I can find where the bounce happens. Here it is. It's actually literally going to be this. Actually. Think about it. Well, I know a hack I can do. I love doing a little hack like that. That makes me very happy. Andy D, hello. Oh my god. The famous YouTuber. The pixel artist. Okay, if I do things, but you do cooler things. Oh, that's very kind. I'm not sure. I'm a bit, I was definitely burnt out yesterday. Damn, it works. Holy fuck. It fucking works. The only thing I'm gonna say is this ship shouldn't bounce at all. Right? This ship should not bounce at all. I'm also gonna do this. That big ship should just be plowing through you. Right? And causing a lot of damage as it does so. Let me think about that. I did have a mass value. Mass value, I don't know if it works. I'll make it 3,000. Let's do the same thing for the Corvette. Let's see what happens. Ramming speed. Okay. It's always going to be a bit buggy, unfortunately. I think that's working. Who is it aiming for? Me. Go on then. Nice. That was pretty good. Of course, when it rams into me, I should probably go flying and there should be a bunch of damage. Like a bunch of damage. Right, yeah, the mass ratio. Opposing mass. Let's have a look at these numbers. Opposing mass. Print mass ratio. Because I need to go flying, and I need to have a lot of damage done to me. What's this? Okay. We have lots of 20s. We have mass ratios. We have numbers. I don't know what they mean. That's useful. I'm just going to go ahead and try doing mass ratio here. See what happens. Just try some stuff out. Okay. I don't think that's the number I want. Let's do mass divided by opposing mass. Just out of interest, let's see what happens. Okay. I'm feeling better about this. Perfect. Man, coding in your own physics is not easy, but I think that looks a lot better. We want to damage. We want to do this probably. All right. Anyway, what's next? What is next? So I've done some physics. The next thing I want to do is the big frigate. The big boy frigate. The big boy. Yep. So I've got to open up. Oh, got a little bit of headache. A little bit of a headache. New inherited scene from spaceship. Enemy. This should really be called Black Pluto, but whatever. Laser frigate. Enemy laser frigate. Laser frigate. And there he is. There's the big boy. I will probably enlarge him just a little bit. And then maybe even more than that, I'm not sure. Because yeah. I want to add a collision shape and just be a big box. That's fine. Just a big box. Maybe 2 boxes would be fine. You know, put that box there and then have a smaller box. Somewhere. Yeah. You know, as a random thought, I don't know. I want to talk about it. So I've been watching a lot of 80s shows, right? And I started watching another one yesterday, a new one, a comic sitcom 80s show. Anyway, there's this weird feeling I get, which I can't explain. It's like some sort of nostalgia for something you've never watched before. It's like you watch an 80s show and there's some sort of weird feeling where it's not like I experienced the 80s or anything, right? I grew up in the 2000s. I'm, as they say, a millennial. But yeah, there's this weird nostalgia I get. I can't quite explain. It's very nice though. I'm enjoying those shows a lot. I probably need to remove the widgets here because I can't see what's going on. Probably don't even want a trail. Mm. '80s shows weren't as streamlined as they are now. Today it's basically the same 10 themes on repeat. So there's this show I like. My favourite show is called Moonlighters. Anyway, every episode is like experimental. There's a lot. You never have like an ordinary episode, or at least that's how it's in the first season. In the first season, it was pretty much the same. Like it was like they went on like an adventure and they solved a mystery or something, and there was a lot of jokes and a lot of humor and all that. This is Bruce Willis, by the way. This is fun. Bruce Willis with hair. And then in season 2 and 3, they sort of went off the rails. And they just started doing like really weird episodes and experimental stuff, which I thought was very interesting. Like they had a Shakespeare episode, they had like a 1920s episode, they had like a leprechaun in one of them, they had an episode with like a laser beam sort of sci-fi thing going on. It felt very Spider-Man or something. They had an episode Oh, they had the Christmas Carol episode, of course. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Well, not excellent, but okay. Not excellent, but acceptable. Then I'm going to give it a bunch of guns and a special weapon mount. Now I've got to be careful about the special weapon mount because it's got to be, make sure this is unique. Make that unique. Make sure that this is unique. So I'm not doing anything weird. It can have a slightly longer beam. Makes some sense. Okay. Oh, and I've got to do the animation soon as well, yeah. The GPU particles and stuff. 3 meters sounds good. 1 meter sounds good. Do I have? Let me double check that didn't change. This guy. I don't think it did. No. Good. And then we're gonna make sure the shape cast is correct as well. 2x4. That does look correct. Pretty much. Quite a generous shape cast. Turns out Unreal Engine does not have a heap or priority queue implementation. They discourage the use of standard library container. So I had to write my own little heap to optimize my auto move mechanic. Never thought I'd have to do that someday. You said a lot of words there that I didn't understand, but I understand the word optimize, and that sounds great. How many weapons should this thing have? Maybe 9? 9 weapons. And they should be even bigger. They should be big boy weapons. Like, I'm talking ginormous. Actually, I want the thingies back. Thanks. Getting them in roughly the right position. You could probably create like markers and things instead. I don't know. Like Blender positions. Some positions in Blender somehow. This is fine then. You know what? 8 is fine. I don't need 9. Do not need 9. 8 will be fine. More than enough. Okay. I'm on the receiving end of that. Yeah. Of course, this guy has the fade on it. So you can't, it fades out into the distance, but I might want to be a little bit. I think I can adjust that. Just need to make unique. Oh, I've given myself a maximum for some reason. Anyway, this should, yeah. Have it just fade out at the very, very end there. Because it does. You're hitting the limit of the. Maybe it was fine actually. Okay. What I want to do next is the showing about this. You know, gotta think about different ways you could do lasers instead of doing a mesh. I'm not sure. You never really notice this though, because it just happens. It's like a flash, I guess. So it's not a huge deal. But you could have it fade here as well. Yeah. I know it's distance from camera. Yeah, it's quite difficult to do fade vertex, fade by vertex or whatever. Quite difficult to do that actually. I did it before, but I can't remember how I did it. What was I doing? Brokakos. Brochakos. Am I swearing in some foreign language right now? Didn't I have a... I think it was called the Karen. Pluto... The most deadliest of Karens. I think you pronounce it Karen. Was it Chiron? Chiron. No, that's right. How do you pronounce it? I could also do it with an K if I wanted to be fancy. Pluto. Karen. So what was I thinking about? I was thinking about my NPC controller now. This is gonna need a version of this, but probably even more aggressive. Maybe we'll just leave it like this for now. And see what it does. Then I will need to do my data. Class is capital. Laser frigate. Oh. The ship scene. Laser laser. Copy UID. Hull can be extra. Energy can be extra. Shield could be extra. Turning rate 0.5. Acceleration 60. 5. Okay. Seems fine. I probably want a great attack on type 2, right? That's probably what I want. Let's worry about that in a minute, though. And that's that. Okay. He should work. He should just work. He should just work. Enemy laser frigate. Okay. Oh, there he is. What do I think about the size? The size is pretty good. Okay. He's turning a little bit too fast, right? He's pitching a little bit too fast. He's turning a bit too fast. He needs to be very sedate, like incredibly sedate. So let's hack into it a bit here. NPC controller. So the fact I didn't hear the special weapon map. I heard at that time. Cool. The next thing I gotta do is override this. Oh, it is overridden. It needs to be bigger. So, greater tachyon projectile. I want to copy you. I'll go to a new scene. Wait, no. How do I do this? I want to duplicate this scene. Go to tachyon projectile 2. And I literally just want to scale you up. Or make unique. 3, 3, 30. Okay. Here's your new tachyon projectile. Impressive. Now, how does this work? I go here, I go to data equipment. Greater tachyon gun. I copy this. Paste it. Tachyon gun 2, number 2, tier 7. Projectile UID, copy. And yeah, it can do even more damage. 800, 400. Well, that's speed. Well, that's okay. You can have a greater speed. That's fine. Lifetime limit of 9 or something. Yep. Higher engineering cost, maybe. That seems fine. So let's go and test that out. Oh, I gotta give it the guns. So you go to ship, and you do this, and then there we go. Okay. They're very slow, aren't they? That's the only thing about them. They're super slow. Well, they're fast enough to hit me. Maybe they should be capsules as well instead of... Oh my god. Don't... Don't go in front of the giant laser beam. It doesn't do much damage though, does it? I think I should instantly die. If I'm in front of the giant laser beam, it should probably instantly kill me. I don't think it hit me. Thank God. Houston, we have a problem, and it's called hitting a box repeatedly. He's working it out though. He's working it out actually. It is avoiding the box very slowly. Okay, that's fine. Game would benefit from some knockback, some more knockback. Yeah, it's not. This isn't correct yet. I need more knockback for sure. I think all I do is I go here and make sure your mass is at like 20k. But then I'm thinking about these obstacles. Okay. Add more though. I gotta work out why I wasn't being damaged by the laser, right? It clearly hit me. It clearly hit me, but it wasn't damaging me. Oh, oh, this one doesn't have blend shapes, right? We do want to add in that orb I had before, though, for sure. Right, why do I think it wasn't interesting. Also remove this print here. I clearly should have been damaged there. And the fucking paper. The government wants me to strip me naked. Classic. Hmm. Print results. Let me see if anything's actually happening. Nope. You hit the obstacle. Okay, so things are happening. So it is shapecasting. Maybe I should just be more generous with my shapecast and make it even bigger. I was clearly right in front of that. Maybe it's on the wrong... Hang on, it might be on the wrong bloody layer. You ever thought about that? Oh my god, it's on the wrong fucking layer. That's why I never hit anything. Classic. Now we should die. Okay, there you go. Things are dying now. Good. Shoot me. Kill me. Damn. There was some buggy behavior there. Because I got hit every frame, right? Firstly, it doesn't need to be doing as much damage as it is currently. Right, currently it's doing 999 damage. Let's change that to like 500. Makes a lot more sense. Same here, maybe less. 200. And then do something a little bit more damage per second, sort of DPS sort of thing, you know. So just don't do every frame. Right, just do this. Seems fine. Every 24th frame. Or every half second or something, or nah. Yeah. Let's see what that's like. Now the damage might be quite low though. Of course, that isn't frame rate dependent. Okay, yeah, There should be a delta involved rather than a. There should be a delta involved rather than, yeah, we've got delta right here. So I mean, we've also got firing time right here. So maybe something like if firing time. Oh, it's a float. So if there's a weird. I always. Modularing a float is always awkward, right? I can't remember. Hang on. Oh, if you round, yeah. Right. And firing time. It's like pause mod or something. It's like F mod. Something like that, right? I think so. Oh, it didn't do any damage to me. It didn't do any damage. I think you have to like do this sort of situation probably. Oh yeah, that worked. Okay. Oh, I think I meant to do that anyway. Okay, that's starting to get better. You can hear it getting a little bit better, right? One is a prox, right? Is a prox 0. Is a prox 0 is probably what you want. Oh yeah, that was perfect. See how I like I actually survived it as well? Yeah, that's perfect. Cool. If intimate formation null, why don't you try to go into seek? They should be going into seek anyway, I don't know why they're not seeking. Yeah, that's difficult, isn't it? Because I think you would override that with like a story thing. I don't know. That behavior is difficult to... I might turn off that behavior. I think I will actually. I think I will turn off that behavior because I'll just have that done through story situations. Like this particular behavior here. I think that's gonna happen through like a story. If you're entering formation... Oh. Perfect. Interesting. Why have you entered a formation with me? I can't click on you. Oh, because of the jump. Oh, I see. Yeah. That. What is something you'd do if you had to completely restart the project again? I'd cry. That's what I'd do. I'd probably cry in a corner and give up and do something else. That's why I'm so paranoid about backups, like putting backups everywhere. Like all over the internet. Something you do differently the second time. It's difficult because I don't even know what I need yet. Until you do the thing, you don't know what you need, right? Need to do. I find myself sort of creating a bunch of chaos, and then later on I sort of organize it, and then I create a bunch of chaos and then organize it. So I don't even know yet if I'm doing it correctly. Oh, but the major mistake I made was using resources, custom resources, because it broke everything. Trying to save and load with custom resources when you should always use dictionaries. I learned that. I wish there was some warning against that, because you watch a lot of these videos, like tutorials about saving and loading, and like a lot of them will suggest saving and loading with custom resources, and then but there's no like warnings about like all the difficulties and weirdness about it, to the point where I think I don't even know if the difficulties are real, or was it just my particular weird situation. Maybe other people save and load with resources and they're having a fine time. I have no idea. But I don't think there's anything particularly I would do differently. Nothing comes to mind. Every time I watch a Godot tutorial nowadays, it makes me wonder where somebody so stupid got the confidence to think that they could be a teacher. Oh my god, that's really harsh. I wonder if there is an expert at Godot. You know, is there an expert at Godot? Can somebody ever truly say they're an expert at Godot? Maybe the creators, but do the creators even make the games? I'm pretty sure they're just making Godot. It's like when you make a game, right? And then there's somebody who plays the game, and they're way better than you are at the game. Don't like to be mean, but they're oftentimes so bad that I genuinely think they've just ruined somebody's game. True, yeah. Yes. Leading you down paths that they haven't really... Yeah, this is it. So you have like a notion or something. An idea, about like a process about how to do something. But they haven't followed that... strategy to its conclusion, right? Unless somebody's like done this component system or this state machine system or this particle system or whatever they're doing, whatever they're teaching you about, unless they've done that in like a huge project all the way and found out all of the problems that are involved the whole way, it can definitely lead you down a bad path, right? But on the other hand, you're gonna come across those problems anyway, so like even if they did give you the perfect solution, it's never gonna be a perfect solution. So actually, never mind. I take that. University, they prioritize results now and immediately because that's what gets you likes and comments. Yeah. Signal has real. Yeah, I don't use signals. I do not use signals. I don't know why. I've never liked them. I know people love them, but I just find them buggy and unreliable. I don't know why. Whenever I try to use them, they're slow, right? There's a slowness about them that it's good for things that aren't frame dependent. I started Central Signal Bus and I kind of like it so far. All right. Yeah. Everyone I know that uses Godot thinks it's normal to not be able to comprehend your code base after it reaches 10k lines. I do have the thing. Well, I think. Wow. I think I've managed to get things relatively in control, but not completely. I wouldn't say I understood my code base, to be honest. I have that code lines, and you have to press a button. Well, I can't remember what the button was. I should have written it down. It was like Control-Alt-T or something. No. Isn't the command, yeah. I should have written it down. Code base. Code lines. What was it? Code lines could go. Oh, I don't even know. Oh, the run command. Run command. Command line. Godot run function. Running. This is the run. Oh, by the way, there should be an if statement. I'm not sure it needs to be that. Run. Here we go. Control Shift X. Control Shift X. 10,000 lines of code. Control plus Shift plus X. Oh, hello, Ron. I'm at the 10k line. I'm at the 10k limit, and I don't know what my code is doing anymore. To be fair. But you know, that guy built an operating system on 100,000 lines of code, so you gotta think about that. You gotta keep your lines of code down. You definitely want less lines of code for sure. You want to go through and be like, okay, is there efficiencies I could find? You know, probably. Like this particular script right here, this is too long. There's too much going on. I don't blame you for not really understanding your whole project. To me, that's Godot's fault. I don't know about that. Maybe. Hunting for loops is a good place to optimize. You mean, optimization. I don't know if I'm talking about optimization. I talked about it before, but the code isn't like ever the. Is very rarely, in my case at least, the blockage, the bottleneck. Oh, yeah, that's it. For me, it's my brain. If you want to retain control flow, there's a lot of ways you're forced to fight the engine and do unintuitive things. Control flow. Flowing the control. Controlling the flow. The flow of what? The flow of... The flow? Mysterious. Sounds very Taoist. Very mythological. Optimizing in GDScript can go only so far. The only real thing you can do is minimize lines of code. Well, I did talk about branchless programming, and that works. And like caching stuff does work as well, but you can't tell when you've cached something. It's very difficult to tell. There's no actual like, yeah, you don't actually know. It's difficult to say. Anyway, what am I doing? I finished this ship, right? I think so. Although I do need the circle. Right, I was planning to have a circle here. Controlling the flow, that's referred to things having a cell graph. A call graph. Like Godot does a bad job of communicating to you in what order objects do their thing unless you rip behavior from them. A graph of calls. A graph of functions. A graph of functions. Like a flowchart? Isn't that visual scripting? In visual scripting, you have that, don't you? Like when I've seen it, like someone working at Unreal, they have like it's like a flowchart. All right, I think I have to add. Where do I add these special effects? I don't know. Here. GPU article. What is it expecting? It's expecting GPU particles. Okay. I can add in a node just to hold these things. Laser charge particles. The root node's ready is called last. Yeah. Except when it doesn't, and then you're confused. For this, well, let's give it a go. Enter tree exists. Yeah. Well, some people use init, don't they? But I've never really tried it. I think I have to. I had to use it like once for something. I can't remember why. I think I have like some particles here. Sorry, I'm blinding myself. Ooh, like this one, yeah. Hell yeah. 4x4. Oh, 50, 70 or something. Animation 1, 1. That's interesting. Zero, 60. Do I want this? I think it's kind of cool. Maybe it'd be a bit bigger though. Okay, what's next? Maybe... Make unique. Make unique. Any more like interesting animations? Ooh, maybe this one. What's this? 8x8. Okay, cool. Very cool. You know me, I love pink. Pink is my favorite color. I'm just thinking whether I should do anything else. Hello, Overcane. Hello, mate. Let's leave that for now. That'll be fine. Let's see what it looks like in game. Oh, look at this. Look at that. I was using meta and stuff to have a position. Okay. That's pretty cool. That's a cool idea. Low scale, high scale, low position, high position. Okay. So, what an interesting idea. Thanks, past me. There's an example of like, I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, for sure. There's an example of me not knowing my code base, right? Add metadata. What was it? It was scale and position. Low scale. High scale. Low position. High position. It's kind of awkward to have. I wish you could copy and paste metadata though. I wish I could copy that here. A new microphone? Do I sound different? Do I sound better or worse? I did change. I have settings on my microphone. There's like a little things on the back. I did actually mess with that. I don't know if it made any difference. Same to me. Oh. Don't understand the point of metadata when you can do a string dictionary comparison to just access any of it. Why am I using metadata? I just don't want to add a script. I just don't want to. I can't be bothered to do a dictionary. And it probably ends up being more work in the end, right? You can't be bothered to doing something and it just ends up being more work. I'm saying they force you to compare to a dictionary to use the metadata. Oh, I see. The metadata is a dictionary. Yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah, I think it's like a. It's just like a. I don't know. Or perhaps you... Oh, really? Is it? Maybe I increased the gain. I probably increased the gain a little bit. It is noise suppressing though. Put the music a little bit louder. Here's some icons I've been doing. It's taking forever, but I'm pretty happy so far, and I'm going to. I think I'm going to finish it. I'm going to start it, so I'm going to finish it. Even though it's not relative to my game, I just really want to make like an icon pack. As in, you have to do object has meta string, right? Yeah, it's a dictionary, isn't it? I suppose it is a dictionary, if you think about it. Yeah. Grand Fantasy Heroes 2, yeah, it'd be good for that. And be good for the upcoming, like, the game jam, where I'm going to use C#. I've decided that I'm going to use C# in the game jam, in Dino's game jam, and try to learn it. So I'm going to be very like low scope, like as small scope as I can possibly be, because I have to like learn a whole new language and stuff. So it's going to be super low scope, whatever I do. Yeah, Dino Craze Jam. What was I doing? Oh, I've got low scale, high scale. So my low scale would be... So this is at high scale right now. So that's 1.111. Oh, that's position. And then low scale can be 0.1. I don't know why did I do it this way? Sure. And then position. Why do I need a position? I'm not sure. In case I want to... I'm not sure why I want a position. This is 0 out. It's just 0, 0, 0. That'll be fine. Then move this guy. I'm sure there's a reason why I wanted a position. Anyway, let's see if that works. Okay, yep, they see the effects, and then when it fires off its laser, the thing should disappear. Oh, it didn't. Oh, because we're not on local scale. I see that. Where am I? I've lost it. Here we are. Local coordinates. Oh! Oh, something's changed. I went to local coordinates and now I think things have dramatically changed. Interesting. Okay. Oh, interesting. Also, my arch nemesis called Gravity needs to go away. Why is gravity on by default? Please turn it off by default. I need to find a way to edit the source code. My number one gripe, my number two gripes, gravity and focus mode. One day I'll learn how to source code. Five? 4, 4. Three. Let's try that. I'm gonna add some more controls to this game. Okay, it did work. It did work. Yeah. The only thing I'd say is I don't like this effect. That's the only thing I'd say. I don't like this effect. So... What's this? There's nothing there. Is there? Oh yeah, there's a very subtle... Ooh, very subtle. Very subtle. I like subtlety. Okay. How about something like that? Although I'm looking at that, maybe it should be like a gold color, because this is like a gold color. Look at it. It should be a gold color. Okay, hang on. I don't know if I can turn it gold because it's blue. To change the color. Can I turn it white? I don't think so. It's either green or blue, isn't it? Those are my options. Red will make it disappear. Green will make it green. Blue will make it blue. Green and blue will give me bright blue. Okay. I could live with bright blue. Can I live with bright blue? Let's try something else. How about some smoke? Sure, I like that. But it will let me go gold. You know. I don't think I like that. Of course, I don't need to do a flip book. Five by 6. Weirdly, I think I'm just gonna go for a circle or something. Or like this light. Yeah. I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that. Okay. And then let's do let's try that. No, it kind of looks weird. This is very, what do you call it? Polished sort of stuff that I don't really need to be doing right now. It's very polished sort of stuff that I don't need to be doing. Get your priorities straight, you know. Let's just have this guy. Small little guy here. Let's copy him over to here as well. So I have him in place for later when I want to mess around with it. Make unique. Display scale 1 by 2.5. Something like that. Oh, I see. Well, there you go. Let's just leave that in there for now. I'm not going to mess with it. I think before I had like a subtraction situation. You can subtract. Even though I'm adding, I think you can subtract your adding. Hang on. I'm having a brain blast. 1 second, I'm having a brain blast. Calm down. -1. No there. 0. Min value -1. Yeah, there we go. Yes. You can subtract. You can indeed subtract. And that looks far more interesting. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. Oh yeah, that looks way more interesting. Okay. Okay, I think I'm probably done for today. Right, I did this. Well done. You did that, well done. Although I've got to do the mast frigate. Yeah. And that's going to be quite difficult because it has a special ability that I'm going to have to create. A new special weapon where it has a missile salvo and it's got to fire out like 8 missiles all at once and they've got to all go and attack their target. So release the game. And it's looking like it's going to be like a couple years, isn't it, for this game? It's going to be way longer than Grand Fantasy Heroes. It's a lot more complex than Grand Fantasy Heroes. Yeah, it's very disappointing, but that's the way it is. How about you, Feyre? What do you think? I'm pretty far. I don't think so. There's so much to do. There's so much to do. If I can get like here, then I'll be... If I can get here, then I'll be actually making the game. Well, sort of. I gotta do the solar map. That's gonna be fun though. Making a map of the solar system. That's gonna be pretty fun. I gotta make a... There's a lot of like... oh, I did this. There's a lot of sort of making models and things to do. And this is just for the demo. This is the demo right here. So. And the main thing I'm worried about is voice acting. Like how am I going to do voice acting? Because I really do want voice acting. I think it needs voice acting. I wonder what this means. Alright. I suppose I will raid somebody, maybe. I don't know. I don't really feel like being gregarious, social. I don't feel like being social. So I think I'm just gonna go offline. Raid and run. No, I don't feel like doing that. All right. Thanks, Farah and Overcane, as always. And Mavi and Conrad was here for a minute. And Leon and Ogre Boga Man. And Maripon, my good friend, and Moster ALJ. And Coward. And Ron. And Anti Z. See you later, mates. Mateys.